factors that affects your chances of getting pregnant with twins.
You have to rely a lot on Mother Nature when it comes to your baby's gender and genetics. However, if you are desperate for twins to add to your family, then there are some things you can do. Findings found answer to questions about the causes of twinning, which may range from a mother's age, height, and diet to genetic factors that are passed down through the maternal line, as well as mortality differences between boys and girls in certain regions. How common are twins? Many fertility experts believe twins are more common than we are aware of. It is reasonably common for more than one embryo to be implanted, yet in a lot of cases, only one twin survives. Before we talk about increasing your chances of adding two to your family, it is important to understand how twins are made. You probably know that there are two types of twins: identical and non-identical. Identical twins. Identical or monozygotic twins are made when one egg is fertilized by one sperm, which divides into two separate embryos. They will not look only identical, but share the same genetic structures and the same placenta. Non-identical twins. Non-identical or dizygotic twins are made when two separate eggs are fertilized by two separate sperm. These twins will have their own genetic composition and will have their own placentas. This type of twin is more common. Identical twins, which make up around a third of twin pregnancies, come from one egg and are basically a fluke of nature. There is no known common factor in those, says David Davis, consultant obstetrician at Portsmouth Queen Alexandra Hospital in the UK. But with non-identical twins or triplets which come from different eggs, there are several shared influences. From what you eat to the size of your family, get clued up on the likelihood that you're going to need a bigger buggy. How to get pregnant with twins. Number 1. Your family history. Yes, that's your history, not his. In fact, even if your partner has twins in his family, it makes no difference about the woman because you're the one producing the eggs. So, if you or your mother are twins, or perhaps your sister has multiple babies, then you'll be more likely to conceive more than one, says David. Your lifestyle. Women who have a low-fat diet, especially vegans and vegetarians, are less likely to have multiples than someone who goes for the whole milk and tucks into steak every Friday. The possible causes of this are subtle hormonal changes in people with these different diets, as well as perhaps someone with a higher fat diet having a higher body mass index, BMI. That's a measure for checking how healthy your weight is in relation to your height, says David. That said, even if you're a veggie, there's plenty of fertility superfoods to start adding to your diet if you're trying to conceive, whether that's one baby or two, which are bananas, citrus fruits, chicken, carrots, tomatoes, dark chocolate, eggs, and mackerel. Number 3. Coming off the pill. There's also an idea that if you fall pregnant when you are on the pill or conceive soon after coming off the pill, you are more likely to get pregnant with twins. As difficult as this can be, the idea behind this theory is that for the first couple of cycles after coming off the pill, your body goes through a hormonal readjustment phase and more eggs can be released. Number 4. the number of children you have. Chances are this is just a case of odds, but research suggests the more children you've had, the more likely at some stage you'll conceive multiples. Your chances of conceiving twins are also thought to be higher if you already have twins. Though, the more children you've had, the more likely at some stage you'll conceive multiples. You're simply giving yourself more opportunities to strike lucky. There's also the possibility that if you've always become pregnant easily in the past, you're basically a good ovulator, so to speak, says David. Number 5. Where you're from. Western Europe sees around 1 in 60 twin pregnancies, while they are much more rare in Southeast Asia. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, twins make up 1 in every 20 or 30 pregnancies. Wow. There are rows I'm aware of that would account for this. But interestingly, if you're Nigerian and living in another country, you are less likely to conceive multiples than if you're based in Nigeria. So perhaps it's to do with diet or climate, says David. Number 6. Maternal age. Naturally conceived twins and triplets are more common in women in their 30s and 40s. This is about the way your ovaries work and how their function changes with age, so you may release more than 1 egg each month, says David. Fertility expert Emma Cannon adds, there is some idea that the older you are, the more likely you are to conceive twins, because apparently, as you reach the end of your fertile life, the body panics a bit and often releases more than 1 egg. So that's one way. It's a bit risky though. Number 7. Fertility treatment. One of the biggies that can boost your likelihood of having more than 1 child is having fertility treatment, such as IVF. When IVF started to get really effective in the US during the 1970s and 1980s, twin rates pretty much doubled, says David. It's down to your body being given drugs to stimulate it. It's down to your body being given drugs to stimulate it to ovulate and produce eggs.
If you love this video, please hit the subscribe button and share with your friends. Thank you.